Hey there. Good morning. It is, what day is today? Today is June 2nd, 2018. My name is Jeff Fritz, and welcome back to my stream. Let me see here. I've got some things that are in motion here. There we go. Thanks so much for everybody who joined us yesterday for F Sharp Fridays. That was that was neat. Going through, doing a tutorial, learning a new language, and we're going to continue doing that for the next few weeks at least. We'll see how much interest there is, and we'll keep rolling that and moving forward and figuring out its place. Because I really enjoyed it, and it looks like folks enjoyed tuning in and following along with us. There were a number of folks that were learning, and I saw a number of friends from the F Sharp community that appreciated a little bit of tutorial video online. So that was cool. Today I'm going with the Doctor Strange hat. Love this hat. It's so cool, and of course, I look a little bit like him, just a bit. So we'll go with Doctor Strange today, and I think today we're going to play Cyan is the song we're going to play here from Carl Franklin's Music to Code By. Of course, this is music that's engineered to get you focused, to get you in the groove. Let's see if we can pump up the sound there just a little bit. Don't want to go too high. How's that? Hey there, Avandro. Open window. SQL Mr. Magoo with the C# bots, and there's McNerdius with another bot. Cool. Thank you very much for chiming in and joining us. All right. So, we're really close to being done our GitHub Scoreboard. I want to finish that, and I want to clear the deck, because on Tuesday we're gonna have a guest joining us. Let me roll over to our code here so you can see what's going on. There we go. So Saturday morning, and a nice Saturday morning in June, I'm expecting our viewer count on the weekends to go down a little bit. And that's okay. Hey, Joe Bun, good to see you. So let's take a look over here. What I want you to see is, right, there we go. Down here in the live stream, under guests, my friend Amanda Lang is going to join us on, Tuesday. And, right, Tuesday's the 5th? 3, 4, 5, yeah. And we're going to build a pinball game with C#, and I have a little book that has the tutorial in it. We're going to go through and we're going to walk through this tutorial, and we're going to learn all about that. And see just how easy it is to build something as simple as a pinball game, right? And I say pinball is simple, but like relatively simple compared to a first-person shooter. Open Window says there's a lot going on in the Twitter world about Microsoft planning to buy GitHub. You know what? I have nothing to say about that. GitHub's a fine company. Microsoft's a fine company. There's business decisions going on there between people that are way above my pay grade, and it's not in my... It wouldn't... I don't think it would affect my dev products. At least, not immediately. It'd be... I shouldn't say anything more. Watch the F# VOD. I'm lost. Guess my brain can't handle that. You know what? It's a learning experience, right? You've got to learn and grow, right? And that's really what I'm trying to do with a lot of things that we're doing here on stream. Is I want to challenge myself. I want to learn new things, because really, if you're not learning and you're not growing, your career as a developer will stagnate. And there are people who were COBOL developers in the 70s who came back in 1998 and 1999 and started writing COBOL again because of the Y2K problem, who would tell you that I'm wrong. I'm a big fan of continuous learning. So, you like my Twitch avatar? Oh, thank you, Dark Tower Builder. that was a sketch done by a cartoonist for all the speakers at the Stir Trek conference. So they let me use that, and yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Guess I need to see some real code to get it. I agree, and that's something that we're going to work on with Philip Carter, actually, who's the lead language designer for F#. I'm going to do one more week finishing up the tutorials, and then the week after or the week after that, we're going to start with Philip writing some real code. Lack of delimiters parentheses can make it tough to parse. Yes, I agree, McNerdius. It's shifting from a C-like language where we're used to seeing parentheses, curly braces, semicolons, to a language that doesn't have that markup. Makes it tricky. So we're going to have Amanda Lang on. We're going to talk about game development. Isaac, we have him confirmed for June 14th. We're going to talk about monitoring applications because we're actually going to deploy CoreWiki before this date. So we'll take a look at that. Cthulhu'nux says, continuous learning is a very good thing. The problem right now is JavaScript fatigue. Amen. The growth and change of the JavaScript community is it's daunting. The other concern I have with it is that folks are forking and changing frameworks for the sake of forking and changing a framework. So there's a lot of frameworks and tools that do the exact same thing, but they fall out of favor quickly because, oh, this one has feature X that I think is really cool, and people flock over to that. Okay. So, change isn't necessarily a good thing. It's measured change happening can make a difference. Dev Chatter hosting my stream. Thank you, Dev Chatter. Thank you, Brendan over there. I think that's an auto host that came through. I appreciate that. Now, what's interesting, look at this. My viewer count was 26 up in the corner, and we just had that Dev Chatter thing pop up. Oh, okay. And it says hosting for 10, but the number didn't change. I wonder if, and it also didn't change on mine as well, on the Twitch dashboard. I wonder if the dashboard doesn't include the folks who are hosting. Interesting. It takes time for those numbers to update. Maybe. Could be. Impatient Stargazer. Just because someone makes something doesn't mean anyone else has to use it. Agreed. Is the JavaScript fatigue not mostly that we see other people trying things and we think we are missing out? Oh, it is FOMO. Absolutely. Just updated. Okay. It might take a couple extra seconds for it to come over here on mine. On my my monitors here. So I have the Twitch dashboard open over here. I've got, of course, the one in the corner. There we go. You're seeing 35. All right. We'll see those numbers update. Yep, I see it ramping up. At least here on this user interface. Okay. So Amanda will be with us on Tuesday. I have a couple more folks that are setting up to join us. Oren is going to come back and join us at some point here. We're going to particularly work on the deployment of CoreWiki, and we're I've got a couple other folks. Christina Warren is I need to connect with her. She agreed to be on the show, talk about blogging and personal branding for developers, and it's. I asked her about that before build, and it was, get back to me after build. So I need to reconnect with her and confirm a date. We're going to postpone. We're going to cancel. We're canceling the June workshop. Too many things happened with some of the folks that I was trying to bring in to help with that, and I'm not going to be able to get that together. But we are lined up for the architecture workshop July 13. July 13. I have Jimmy Bogard and Miguel Castro set to join us. Steve had expressed some interest. I got to reconnect with him and confirm, and then I'm going to reach out to some other folks. Some folks I think you might think are interesting to join us and talk about software architecture, software system design in July. So we'll do another long-form workshop, and it looks like July 13 for that. So I'm pretty excited about those changes. I've got some new hardware that I'm starting to put into play here at the home office. So brand new video card, brand new desktop, and I'm moving some things around. You shouldn't see too much of a change here today, and Tuesday everything will be in service, but you won't. It shouldn't change what you're seeing. If anything, quality should get a little bit better. And I'm working on getting some better audio into play as well. Could I describe my learning methods? Trial by fire. How's that? Is that good? Is that? I do a lot of reading. I can read and learn from tutorials and documentation on the web quickly. So what I'll do is I will read tutorials, I will read through documentation, and then I'll set up a sample project, I'll set up some sort of a test project, and I'll go through and try and write some code with it. So with the F Sharp Friday event that I did, and I should close out those issues for F Sharp Friday, we went through and did a tutorial together. I'm going to go to this. Was learn F Sharp together. Let's close this. And then, so we went through this tutorial together, and I'm going to finish the tutorial next Friday, and then we'll start writing some code, right? Take what we've learned, write some code, and then be able to flip back and forth to the tutorial to make sure that, that I'm doing things correctly. So, let's start moving these topics out to other issues and start an F Sharp Friday wiki page. All right. Now, another piece of feedback that I got that I need to work on is I need to really have a website, a web page for the show. Make that a little bit easier for people to find. I mean, right now it's kind of all over the place. You go to GitHub / this, that, and the other. Yeah. I have some domain names that I'm going to put into play to make it a little bit easier for folks to find the show. Both going to twitch.tv and for going to things like the live stream GitHub here and working on that. I am literally building my stream site on my stream today. Yeah, I've already got this that brings you here, and it's literally a one-pager with a link to the videos. But I'm going to build out and have something a little bit more complete. So, who's your guest today, Brendan? So, Dave Glick. Oh, cool. All right. So let's see. All right. I am going to. I don't need this page. So I want to look at. There were a couple of pull requests here for CoreWiki. Let's take a look here. Fix the logout and fix the menu bar. Ooh, nice. All right. Is that Tackern? Welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us here on the stream. I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. All right. Oh, look at that. We're about to tick 2,300 followers. Wow. Wow. That's awesome. Thank you, everybody. Let's take a look at some of these here. Change the logout to return directly to / instead of using the default method. Template code isn't handling the redirect of the route that exists in the project startup. Oh, this looks pretty straightforward. Yeah, it's just doing the redirect. So let's do that merge. I'm okay with doing this without looking at it. thanks for the fix. I appreciate your contribution. Loose Cat Live. Thanks so much for the follow. Oh, it looks like we got another one coming in here. Zen Merging, absolutely. Blue Hamster. Thank you for the follow. Steve, you've been busy already here. That's 3 in a row. You're going to work up a sweat there, buddy. All right, take it easy. I need more Steve Ballmer sound effects. I've got to be able to find clips of that. Let me say, go over here. Yeah, we're good. All right. Okay. So we've got that, and then this one fixes the menu bar by... oh, we've got a new contributor here, Casseroo. First-time contributor. Well, thank you, Casseroo. Let's see if we can mouse over and get a real name. Casper. Thanks so much, Casper. I appreciate you joining us here. Search should be converted to a text box, and new articles should be aligned in desktop view. That looks pretty good. I'm curious. Let's see what the files were and what this looks like. So it looks like moved around some things here with the nav bar expand, nav bar dark, BG dark fix top. Okay. Collapse, data target, blah, 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 blah. All right, so the button is first. Okay. And what did we do here? Latest changes. All articles. And then there's an LI with a form for the search. Okay. Okay. And that's the end of that UL. And then there's another UL with the new article and then the partial. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then for the login partial, looks like they dropped... Oh, they moved the form in here. Loose... How do you pronounce that? I stumbled across your stream. Looks promising already. I'm excited to see developers on Twitch. What's the agenda for today? So what we're working on is I have, well, several things. I have this very simple wiki project that I call Core Wiki that's written in ASP.NET Core that a couple of our viewers have submitted some pull requests, so I'm reviewing their pull requests. I'll merge these and we'll take a look at what the completed application looks like. And you see the ticker up at the top of the page, Loose. That's a widget that we've built here on stream, and it's actually running behind the scenes in a Docker container on this machine here. And we're going to finish an update to that so that it automatically repopulates as we merge commits into some of our projects here on stream. So all the numbers there, those are contributors' names along with how many commits they've sent to us and shared with the community, right? We want to celebrate the folks in our community who are contributing and helping out. So we're showing the top 5 for the week, for the month, right there at the top of every video now. So I'm going to finish merging this. This looks like the real deal here. So I'm going to... And right there, merging into the dev stream, right? Yep, good. Let's do this. I'm going to go over here, and see, I was all set to work on my Stream Tools project, but let me flip over to Core Wiki, and I'm going to need to pull down an update for that. So I will fire up PowerShell here. So if you haven't seen me use this before, if you're not familiar with it, PowerShell has a tool. There's a tool available that plugs into PowerShell called PoshGit, and PoshGit will add the Git branch and some other information about your Git repository as you're working. So let's do this. I'm going to let me go over to my dev branch. Okay, so you see the 3 lines there. It means that I'm at the same up-to-date status as origin, but I know that's not true. So let me pull, so I get all the updates. Say there was a lot of updates. The GitHub viewer to compare differences is very bad, or is it our way of coding that is correct? The difference is never easy to see. As Smab has it there. My settings right now are... They're what's the word I'm looking for? I need to hide the white space changes. So now it becomes a little bit easier to see exactly what's changed. So, and they moved some things around here. That's okay. All right. So I just did that pull. So what I should be able to do, nuts, click back into that. I'm going to grab the command line instructions. And let's merge and take a look at this just to make sure, because this is a new contributor here. I want to take a quick look and see what these updates look like. So I will start the application here. Now I haven't started this application on this machine in a while. Version conflict detected for Razor language. That's a new one on me. I've never seen that before. Let's take a quick look-see here. I'm going to edit my project file. I'm not sure I need that one anymore. Might even be able to just drop that. A new follower video. Alright, that's gonna be good. Where the heck did that audio come from? I know where. Okay. Alright. Yes, that's gonna be really good. Yeah. You need that line if you want to scaffold. I know, but it's giving me this. Alright, let's see if restoring packages. No. Version conflict. Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. Yeah, okay. That should work now. The other thing I'm thinking is I may have to do a rebuild. Okay, I'm seeing a bunch of installing there behind my melon. Oh, you can't even see it because the chair's there. Oh. No, I think I've got a couple different files hanging out over there. But I like that video, Joe Bun. I might add that into circulation here for when new followers join. All right, build succeeded. Cool. Let's see what we get here. Come on. Ready? Yeah, okay. Then show me. Well, that's not helpful. Let's... I haven't updated this machine to using the new .NET yet. The new .NET SDK. You know, the thing. So the .NET SDK is right here. I don't need to take the survey because I'm one of the people reading the survey. Would you like to save this file? Yes. Don't mind if I do. Downloading. There's a thing. Come on. Folks don't want to watch you download.
But what I do have...
Yep, what do you have?
Are a very particular set of skills.
Oh, really?
Skills I have acquired over a very long career.
Skills, is it? There we go. Yes, close the applications. Actually, I've got Visual Studio open. I'm going to need to close that. Alright, give it a shot. This doesn't look like F#. Have you given up? No, Magus. F# is on Fridays. See how that works? F# Fridays. So, that's the weekly thing. F# on Fridays. And then we'll come back and we'll do some of our other projects, and we'll mix and match. I'm not giving up on F# at all. I'm keeping an eye on that one. Thank you for the follow, Hinamore. Alright. So now, when I go back over here, if we do a clear, let's do .NET version. Not enough dashes. Thank you. Cool, we're on the right version. Alright. So now, let's restart Visual Studio. For a second, I saw that you were working in React.js. No, not in React. Nope. We're working in .NET. We can, of course, layer React on top if we'd like. But we're doing .NET. There we go. Restoring. There we go. Now our .NET executable should run properly. There we go. I want to see some log information here. Good. Yep. Add an exception. Good. Akido Sharudo, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. And that just ticked 2,300 followers. Wow. Thank you, everybody, for hanging in there and for joining us here. That's really cool. So I've got a cool search page thing there now, and that opens up and looks nice. Let's add another article. This is another article. We just crossed 2,300 followers. Woot! Alright. Where's my save button? That's a little confusing. Alright. So now if I search up here, and I found it. Terrific. Alright. Looks good. The search works. These buttons look like they still work. I'm really happy with that. Fantastic. Alright. So I will go back to here. Let's close that one. And I'm going to merge these changes. I think we can just do the merge like this. Awesome. Thanks so much for the contribution. I appreciate the help. All right. Cool. So now that we have those updates in there, can't you do .NET Dev certs HTTPS to create a trusted cert? I believe I can. It should have done that itself. No, wait. Hang on. Stop that. Okay. Right, .NET Dev certs HTTPS. It's already present. So. Yeah, let's go back to my dev branch on this. And let's delete Casru dev. I've got a couple other branches out there I should clean up. Let's get rid of that one from SMAB. I love the tab completion on the branch names. I have one more PR to push that implements themes. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. I want that one. I'm not willing to pay for it. Kidding. Alright. So, let's do a git reset. And then I will do a git pull. Cool. So that's up to date running here. We need a guest who teaches us about UX. I've had a couple ideas of guests, and they've all been... They're all a little timid. Doing things live is certainly something that it takes a little bit of guts. It takes, you know, and some people are, you know, they're not as open to that, and that's okay. You know, we can work with that. But I do have a few folks in mind to join us about UX, and, you know, we'll see if we can get them in here in June. But it's not something that I want to push, and I want to make sure that they know and that they see that we're a welcoming community. We want to make sure that anybody who's a guest who wants to join us, you know, they aren't intimidated. You know, that makes me sad when people are intimidated. They don't want to ask questions in a chat room. You know, they don't want to, if you see me at a conference, they don't want to say hi. Please, say hi to me. Absolutely. I want to meet you. You know? The dev cert probably only works when you use IIS. I think, yeah, there's something about it. .NET dev cert. This one. So, right, trust the certificate. First install the dev certs tool, so we have done that. Run .NET dev certs HTTPS trust. Was requested. Confirmation prompt will be displayed if the certificate was not previously trusted. Yeah. It's already trusted out there. Oh, I still have my F# stuff open here. Go away. Shoo shoo. So, it's already in there. I still need to get it looking good with the Markdown editor, though. Alright. No worries. I should have the dialogue, and I've had this pop up before. So. It might be because I'm on a different port than 5000. Right? Properties. Right, it's SSL port. Right, if we make that 5001, we make this 5000, 5000, 5001. You make me sad. .NET run. And now if I go localhost 5000, I got routed through and I'm getting the connection is not secure. You've added a security exception. So I'm not getting the green. So I have spoken to Dan Roth, and he is interested in joining us on the stream here. So we'll see about getting him to come on and exactly what we can get him to talk about on stream with us. So I'm going to hold up just a little bit longer because Smab says he's got a theming update for us. Here's what I'm going to do in the meantime. I'm going to manually update. I have to manually update, do a refresh of the scoreboard up there. Okay. So stream tools, we haven't worked on stream tools yet. See, and it's interesting. It's showing top of the month. We're in a new month, but it's showing last month's people. That feels weird. But there you go. You can see tops this week. There's Smab with the lead at 15. There's Kasru in there now at 3rd on the week. So very cool. On the month being up there. There we go. So the update that we're going to put into Stream Tools is going to make that ticker update automatically for us using SignalR. Now, GitHub is one of those sites that if it did come up and say, oh, would you like to receive notifications? I would say yes to. You know, I do want to know when there's an issue that's opened and that's tagged. There we go, look at that. It's like we planned it this way. Theme partial to implement light and dark themes. Ooh. This works by placing a cookie to represent the theme on users' machines. It uses cookies rather than identity because you may want different themes on different devices. That makes sense. Okay. Didn't I have an issue at one point to say we need themes, or am I thinking of somewhere else? I'm going to close this one because we merged that. We've done search. All right. No, we didn't have a themes one in here. Okay. So let's see. One file. So you put a select inside of a theme partial file. Well, where is this referenced? Is this referenced somewhere? No. So what happens? You can change the elements to retheme by modifying the theme partial CSHTML. Right, but it's... I didn't read the last part. Oh, place it wherever you want the selector. Okay. So here's what I will do. I'm going to go ahead and merge this. So thank you so much for that. Let's do the pull. Cool. And, would you describe SignalR as an extension or layer on top of WebSockets, or is it more than that? I would describe it as a layer on top of WebSockets, and it's not just on top of WebSockets. It will gracefully step down to whatever protocol the client has available. That's pretty cool when you think about it, because then I don't necessarily have to have a browser with WebSockets connected as a client in order to use SignalR. I can use other technologies. Normally in the layout, in mine, it's in the footer on the right-hand side. Alright, so let's do that. Pages, shared, layout, and let's go down to the footer, body content. So here's the footer. Let me come to those questions in just a second there. I'm not ignoring you. I see you, Ace, and as the layout, I thought you could decide where to position on. Well, you know what? Let's put it in place, and then we'll figure it out. Let's just add it right there, and we'll push it around. While that's starting, Ace asks, hey Jeff, I've got a beginner's question. What's the difference between IIS, Kestrel, and Docker? What are you debugging your app with Kestrel? Thanks. Good questions, Ace. So let me break it down quickly by saying IIS, so Internet Information Server, and Kestrel are two web servers. IIS ships with Windows, particularly Windows Server. You can get what we call the Express version that comes with the developer tools, with Visual Studio, that you can run on your workstation versions of Windows, right? Windows Professional, Windows Home. You can run IIS Express on and have a developer's version of IIS that doesn't need administrative capabilities. But it very much mirrors the features that you have in the server, right, on Windows Server, where full IIS lives. You can get full IIS on Windows Home and Professional, but it's not something that you need all the time, you know. And you need an administrative access to manage it. So for most workstations, we recommend IIS Express. It's a little bit easier to work with. Kestrel is the web server that comes with ASP.NET Core. And Kestrel, unlike IIS, IIS is a Windows service. Kestrel is a managed piece of code that runs inside of an ASP.NET Core application. So an ASP.NET Core application actually compiles into a console application. And that application, when it starts, actually bootstraps and starts the Kestrel web server, and when Kestrel starts, it actually starts all the features for your ASP.NET Core website. Now, Docker is a container technology. That means it's like a VM, right? It lets you virtualize and host other applications inside of it. Now, other people can speak more gracefully towards what Docker is, but think of Docker as like a isolated virtual machine that you configure with code. And what I do here on stream, the widgets that you see, I have running with a Docker web server, but I've taken that application and I've put it inside that virtual machine, that Docker container, so that I can start that up when I need it and stop it when I don't. And Docker starts and stops very, very quickly. So that's how I'm using those three technologies together. Now, just like we have packages, like NuGet packages here for .NET, NPM for JavaScript, we have those Node packages out there. Docker, you can create packages that are images, right, that are pre-built images of your machine, of your virtualized applications out there. So you can actually download a Docker container. Let me show this real quick. If I go to hub.docker.com, you can get images for all kinds of things here, like WordPress, right? You can run WordPress inside of a Docker container just by saying Docker run WordPress, and it'll start up a basic WordPress application for you inside of a container. So that's kind of cool. But here's the one that I think is really neat. You could run a Minecraft server inside of a Docker container. Okay, now we're talking. So check it out, explore it a little bit, and let me know what you think. We could certainly follow up and talk more about that. Thanks for the follow, JB Good. I appreciate that. I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. So Ace, let me know if you need a little bit more clarification there. I think I answered your question pretty well there. Good, okay. Thanks so much for asking. All right, so Smab says, I normally make my login user on the menu into a drop-down menu that has manage, logout, etc. So let's go back over here. So we just added that partial in, which should be, so it's down here right now. So I could choose between light and dark theme, and if I choose dark, ooh, okay. So you're right, we do have a little bit of work to do to finish the text editor there. But that's not too bad. And then light. Okay. So, and you were saying normally make the login user, so up here, make this into another little drop down that has manage, logout, etc. And then I guess we could put the theme in there as well. That's not a bad idea. I like that. Let's see if we can clean that up real quick. Now, I'm not, right, as you've seen, not bet. I'm all thumbs when it comes to Bootstrap right now. But I want to use this type of layout, I think, to get that. Only when logged in. So... okay, let me think about that. But this bit at the bottom, at the very least, I want to shrink this and put it over here next to it. So the layout for ASP.NET Core, for those of you that haven't seen this before, this uses a templating technology called Razor, where we can mix our HTML with C# by just prefixing our C# code with an @ sign, right? So @renderBody says render the body of a page right here, and you can see I'm outputting the current year by using a little bit of C# code right here. So I've got that theme partial inside my footer here, but it's taking up the full width. Let's see here. So this is just a little bit of script. All right. But it's this select, form control small, text muted. So I feel like I need to put that inside of something that's sized a little bit and scoot it over. So let's do this. And I'll come back to your question there, Ace, in just a second. So let's do this. The partial is just a select, so it can be placed in any container to size it. Yeah. Yep. So let's go div class equals... and let's go call to, and then what is it to add spacing, right? There's not large, to get it to skip, right? To get it to align to the right. Justify content, no. Oh, good. Oh, I'm glad that somebody else... thank you, Jobun, for helping out with that question. Layout. You want me to go ML Auto? All right. Let's get that lined up. Alright, now it's just down a line. I'd like it on the same line, but is that because it's in the paragraph? So I'm going to just grab this and scoot it up to right there. You were busy with Bootstrap stuff. Well, thank you. Did I not save? I did save. But it's still on a different line. Maybe we change this. Maybe we change this. Are you using mic or movement? I don't understand the question, Chevy. Ah, okay. Oh, you're on a phone with autocorrect. I run into that all the time. MVC or Mvvm. Thank you. So I'm using MVC, but I'm using the Razor Pages UI framework for this. So let's make this a row, right? And then I can do div class equals call 10. Get rid of that. No. Why am I not getting the /div there? Whatever. Also, hello. Hey there, Regsy. Alright, let's see. That's better. There we go. Now it's lined up nice. And when I shrink, that should wrap down to a different line. Be nice if we could get that to open up. What does the ML Auto do? If I get rid of that, what's it look like? Oh. Let's change this. Let's make this 8 and 4. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's not bad. There's a little bit of wrap there. Have you seen a new framework coming out called Blazor? Have I seen it? Hey, I know that guy. We talked about it. And I'm trying to get Dan to come on and talk about Blazor with us. There's a lot of cool stuff happening over there, but Blazor is very, very much in flux. It is very much an experiment. There is zero support for it. They're the mechanic right now with the hood up, and wrenches are flying, and they are changing things out left and right. It's a pretty cool idea. The team wants to hear from you, though, to know what features they should build and where they should go with it. So I appreciate your enthusiasm, and we're going to try and have another Blazor talk here on stream sometime this month. All right, so let's commit those changes. Updated layout to include themes. All right, and I will push. There it is. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. So Chevy. I expect Blazor to get a lot of attention here over the next few months. Just thinking about the announcements and things that the Microsoft team's been working on, and they're saying coming soon around .NET Core 3, around Blazor. Build 2019 is going to be pretty amazing. Yeah. All right. So this is really cool. That theming is neat. Looks like we need just a little bit of work on that dark theme to get it in. I wrote this in an hour or so ago. It hasn't been rigorously tested. That's fine. So I'm going to force an update of the scoreboard so that we can get that updated again. So you can extend your lead there, Simon. My gosh. So there we go. All right. It's fine. It's the web. Yeah. All right. So I want to roll over now to our stream tools. Wasteful word count. What? What is this? Using string split allocates a lot of strings on the heap and immediately throws them away. Oh, that's fine. That's good. I see where you're going here. And you've been getting wrapped up in string allocations a lot. I've seen. That's okay. I'm not opposed to this. I'm not opposed to that. Tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mark this as a good first issue. Because it's clear, here's the fix, and let somebody bring it in. How to avoid multiple clicks when sending a new comment. If we click the submit several times, the comment is duplicated. Ooh. The solution you choose should not be restricted to this button. Well, that should be doing a post redirect get. We'll come back to this. I want to finish our other stuff up here. Ability to create links to another page and then create that page. Yep. Contributing MD pull requests section enhancement. Oh, thank you for the follow, Chevy. Do I do any TDD on stream? Yes. And Brad Wilson from the X Unit team has actually offered to come on and do some TDD with us. Okay, so we nothing new there. Okay, so let's go over to the other project. I should do more TDD on stream. I'm for readability over low level every time. Yeah. And there's a little bit of teaching there as well, right? Teaching code is always going to be not as high performance when we're talking about 100, 200, intro to intermediate level. Teaching advanced topics, yeah, there'll be some performance stuff in there, absolutely. Alright, so nothing new over here in our issues. Right, isn't there a way to order sort? Least recently updated. Let's see, I want to most recently updated. Recently updated, there we go. Let's see here. Alright, so this is, I'm gonna mess up his name, Nemanja. So wants to put together a top command to show the GitHub statistics through the chatbot. So the question is, should he add a NuGet in the chatbot project to hit GitHub, or use an endpoint in Stream Tools and call via HTTP? Now, knowing that we're burning out our GitHub API count, I'm going to recommend using the endpoint and reusing this. Let's use an endpoint in Stream Tools so that we don't use more APIs. More requests against GitHub. Spell GitHub correctly. Alright. I'm only doing the perf stuff because the mob outside C# complains about it being unperformant and GC heavy, which does not need to be the case with the latest .NET version. You're right. You're right. I'm not going to argue that one bit. The mob outside, though, would follow up complaining that when you do start tuning for performance, that the code is unreadable at that point. They're always going to complain about something. So, all right, I'm going to finish. Where is it? So it's actually a task in here. SignalR updating for the GitHub Scoreboard. We're going to finish that right now. So let's jump over to this project. So this project, and I forget who was asking, are you using whatever, go away. Somebody was asking, are you using MVC or Mvvm? This one uses a lot of MVC here. Most of my code is not performance limited, so maintainability is always my key objective. Yeah, so at the point when allocating strings becomes an issue, you're going to have, thousands of people hitting your website. And that type of optimization, while important, isn't something that I need to pre-optimize for. Hey, I'm Tony Stark is now following. Okay. Really? Let me know on that one. I've got my Stark Industries shirt on. So hey, I'm Tony Stark. Welcome. What about Doctor Who? I was watching Doctor Who the other day on Twitch here. I encourage you to check that out. that out. It's pretty cool. They've got all the classic episodes. They're running in a marathon all through June. It's on the Twitch Presents channel, I think. Okay, so I have some things going on in here, and you can watch some of the previous videos to see how we go into this. But I'm generating a call from SignalR down into our strange doctor. Yes, there you go. And there it goes. I was gonna say the auto light balance here on my camera. When I turn around a little bit, sometimes the light reflection on my green screen changes. My friend Fierce Kittens was recommending I get some green lights to put at the bottom of the screen and point up to flood with green to fill those shadows. Hey, I'm Tony Stark. Good to see you. All right. Dr. Scoreboard. So what's happening in this is the template for the scroller up at the top. And what's happening is I generate an initial page, an initial layout using this format here. And then I have some code that that I don't have on this machine just yet. Hang on. Wait a tick. Really? What do I have there? Let's do a git pull. Cool. Using span memory array pool is not complicated at all, so really no excuse not to use them. I agree. They're a little bit I think we've got to ramp up folks' skill in managing memory before we really push that with them. Yes, go ahead and do my reload. So here, there's the initial template, and then I've got a hidden one sitting here. And here's where I could use React. Who was it who was asking about React? I could use React to update that, right, and put this into a JSX file. But I don't have enough React knowledge right now to go do that, right? I could fumble around with React and get it to work. But I'm effectively, when I receive a notification from SignalR, right? So SignalR is going to push me down. Here's the new updated information about the contributors. So when I have this JavaScript method here that's listening on a SignalR hub that our friend Rachel, and oh, she will account for this name, named McGitHub. So that SignalR hub is going to notify us when there are new contributor information. When we do receive that, I'm going to start pushing it into the elements for that marquee that we have there. So, all right, we're gonna finish this up here. All right, that's right. I gotta fix. Let's see. Let's take this. I'm gonna make this guy. We need to make Shia LaBeouf louder.
Do it!
Okay, I did. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to receive a collection of contributors, and I'm going to start populating and loading up these as the updates happen. So I'm doing a. So I found. Let's see, this is this weird step through to try and find everything here and insert the values. So I've created a span to add the new contributors. Each one of the new. I'm gonna add a span for each one of the contributors for the week. Okay. So I basically need to do the exact same thing for month. Month is going to be the 5th. So let's do that. but instead of it being on, right, so I've got to find, where did I allocate week contrib? This is month. Let's call this month contrib, so I can follow that. Instead of it being top week contributors, the name of the property in there is top month contributors, and my counter is this, so we're going to do that. Top month contributors, month contrib author, and that should do it for the month. So then year, no, all time is the only other one. I don't have a year. I might need a year. But let's do all time now. This is actually coming out of, the class is called GitHub Information? No, wrong one. GitHub Information. There it is. Top ever contributors is the name of that class. All right. So this we're going to name top ever contributors, which is the same here, which is the same here. And let's call this ever contrib. It's a new band, kind of like Everclear, ever contrib. Da, 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 da. This one, that one. And all time should be 7. All right. Could you not just force a page reload in JavaScript, or would it make the scroller flash? It would make the scroller flash. Yeah, I don't want to make the scroller flash. The other thing I could do would be do a fetch and grab everything out of the ID Marquis and reload it and append it, instead of doing this back and forth like this. That's not bad. I've got Jquery here, so I could certainly fetch it. I'm not executing the JavaScript. Let's take a look. Let's do this. Right, so if I don't even need to receive the list of contributors. I don't really care about the list of contributors at that point. Oh boy, let me make sure I get my curly braces lined up. Because I think, yeah. All right. So if I just did a fetch using Jquery Ajax, because I've got Jquery here doing the Marquis. Right, so if I did, and I want to just load a section of the page, right? I'm forgetting my Jquery. Jquery Ajax, because there's a way to load just a section, right? Right, you can do, it was like a load method. Load data from the server and place the return to HTML. Bazinga. Yeah, let's do that. Right, so if I go, right, bang Marquis dot, no, not last, load, and this is slash GitHub slash contributors, right? And I want to make sure that I load plain object or string that is sent to the server with a request? No. Callback function executed when the request completes? Yes. But I want to load a specific element of that. There it is. So I want to load Marquis, and then my callback, right, is like this. And I could just move. No, I don't need those. I want to do this again. Right there. What do you think? Could work. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what it does. All right. Oh. What did I break? Okay, so my Twitch project I need to update. This one here. That's fine. I will make that update. Let's see what happens. Went quiet in the chat room there. Did I miss something? Detected package downgrade. I think we're going to need to do a clean. And let's check this one. Let's get rid of some of these to update to the final version. And I know they want me to update to app. Looking. I think we're in good shape. It's compiling. Come on. You can do it. What did we do here? Well, this feels like I got caught in between a restore here. Right, because see, it's still doing this restore in the background. Restore failed. Restoring packages. Restore completed. What the heck? Now I've done it. I've angered it. Let's close the solution and reopen. Because it's like wigging out there. Captain Salt. Hello, just enjoying the stream. Oh, welcome, Captain Salt. Thank you for joining. Let me know if you have any questions about what we're doing here. I'm always happy to answer questions from folks. Stop it, Darker. Your project will continue. Yeah, get back to me on that. All right, restore failed. What did restore fail on? You're not going to tell me? All right, so this is telling me that I've got system memory. That's weird. I didn't think I had any RC versions of things in here. No. Is it Lazy Cache that's using that? Is there a new version of Lazy Cache? I'd love to spam questions during the F# stream. Okay, those are on Fridays. Check in CS project that you are not using any 450 RC1s. Yes, that's what I'm going to be doing. What's the leaderboard for contributions? That's right, Captain Salt. So the scoreboard that you see up at the top, the score ticker, those are folks who have committed, submitted commits, and the number of commits that they've sent in to the projects that we work on here on stream. So when we get an F# project that we're working on, we'll add that up top there. Ah, there you go. Thank you. See, this is why I sometimes refer to the folks that are tuned in here as my pair programmers, because Yelnats got that one. Thank you. And let's see, let's try that build again. I think the Transformer sound sounds great for this. Come on, build. Unexpected error detected. What? What? Try building one more time. Alright, build succeeded. Woohoo! Let's do it. I think you're right that I might be able to remove system memory completely. We'll test that in just a bit. Alright, so there's my GitHub contributors information. It's loaded, it's running properly, and it looks great. So I'm going to copy this same location, and now we had a test that we could fire here. And we could say value equals at 5, and dev name equals Jeff, and I think it was project name equals live stream. Now this should send down a request forcing that to reload over on the other side. So let's make sure we open this. Wow, put it at the bottom there, fella. Let's keep an eye on the console. Connection closed with an error on the GitHub. Well, that's going to be a pain. I think somebody also mentioned I need to get that sound added into all builds in Visual Studio. That's a great idea. If only there was an extension that we could use for that. If only there was an extension right here's a throwback. Oh yeah. Bundle minifier have all the bits updated. That's what I'm thinking, is that our npm add nuts. I'm not going to finish installing that right now. So let's stop this. I'm thinking that we don't have the latest bits. There, SignalR. I bet you. Yep, we need to update to 1.0.0. And if I do the build, is it going to grab the latest? I'm going to make sure that we get it. npm install. So where I was going, Yelnats, is I wrote an extension that will play music for you while you're building. Oh, damn it. Every time I run npm install, it tells me, oh, there's a new version. So now I have to update npm in order to 11 vulnerabilities found. That's just what I want to deal with right now. Oh, cool. 4 high. Really? But these are projects that I don't manage. Lodash, Minimatch. I don't ship these with my project. Run npm install save dev gulp 4.0. All right. What is this sorcery? I don't know. Mvvm is my friend. I do not envy you there, Chevy. I do not. Welcome to JavaScript land. Yeah. But did it actually install the SignalR script for me? Do you mind? Oh, and it doesn't actually work. Because Node folks don't like supporting Windows. So we did that. Audited. It's not clear. But it won't update. It won't update gulp for me. Run it again as root administrator? You freaking kidding me. Go ahead. Beck Bristow says, or -F force. Sometimes works. Pac-Man, here we come. Nah, it looks like it worked. Alright. So now let's .NET build. So we can get the bundle config updated as Joe Bun's pointing out here. There we go. Bundled the SignalR client. And let's just .NET run here. All right. Is it actually working? Is it listening? Yep, go ahead and update. So I had that page. Ah, nuts, we lost the other one. Alright, put this over here. I should just. And this one, go to GitHub. Didn't load. Why not? There it is. Because I went somewhere that doesn't exist. Alright, so there's that. F12. Nope, connection closed. It might be pulling the old version. Let's take a look. Up here, I'm going to go into lib. Let's do this. Oh boy. I'm going to delete the SignalR client over here. And let's... I canceled you. Okay, it's not dying. So that's going to be a problem. Right? Do I still... Okay. We're going to need to get back to that. Let's try running .NET build now and see if we can get the bundler to push it over. So bundle config, right? It's just reaching into go grab ASP.NET Signal dist browser. So it should be pulling the right version now. Did you use anything special to change my console colors? Nope. Nope. No, it's closing the connection somewhere. Which then has me worried when I go to hit this GitHub/test value equals 5 and dev name equals Jeff and project name equals live stream. Well, that didn't work. Okay, so I got that, but it doesn't look like it sent down the message over here. We did have this a couple streams ago. Let's try going back and looking in the current viewers. So that's working and not disconnecting. I wonder if... No. Perhaps I need to pull more SignalR libraries. I don't think that's it. I do need to shut off the Twitch interaction because my viewer counter, my production viewer counter you see there, is, yeah, I've hit a buffer overflow on that. Not a buffer, I've overloaded my API usage. Rats. Let me restart it. That's better. All right. Perhaps I don't think there's other SignalR libraries because it works in other. It's working in the other pages. Come on. Exit VS Code, delete all bin obj, restore, rebuild, try again. Yeah, that's like swatting a fly with a sledgehammer. No. Let's see here. Why don't we do... Why don't we... Don't need that. Where are we doing this? Wow. Think.
It can be done exactly how I want it.
I hope so, Walter White.
The only question is, are you the man to do it?
Of course I am. All right. So it's. Let's look at how it's referenced here. Right, it's right there. libsignalar client. So it's this one right here that's loading. Version 1.0. Okay. So that should come in, and that should load. Right, that should load properly. Why am I getting a thing here? Oh, that's fine. Look in the JavaScript, ensure it's using the connection builder. I thought we had. Okay, all right. So let's. Right, so I am using Signalar client, and I have this new JavaScript that I wrote called GitHub Bub, and it's a copy of StreamHub here. I'm going to put these two side by side because the StreamHub one is working, connecting out there. So this one is working. It's using a new Signalar Hub connection builder with URL, follower stream groups equals blah. And if it doesn't have a group, it just puts together /GitHub, which is fine. That's where it is. It's getting that connection. If we look in, startup, the hub GitHubby McGithub face is listening on /GitHub, so /GitHub. So it is using the hub connection builder, hub on close, hub connection closed. And this is the message that we're putting out there. So on GitHub updated, we go in right on GitHub updated, and then and then we'll trigger the on updated here. So this looks okay to me. And if I look, let's move you over here. Right, so hub start, and I pass in GitHub as the group. Yeah, it does look fine. So let's think. Let's take a look at the hub. Down here in hubs is GitHubby McGithub face. So there's nothing happening here other than the get updated event handler. The one that we're mimicking, the follower hub here, all that it has is its event handler here for stream service updated. And they both implement this base hub. User is undefined. Thank you for the follow. Base hub. No, it's should be able to do that. There we go. Has an on-connected async that does, it grabs the groups and it stashes those. So that should be fine. Let's hook up the debugger and see what it's throwing. I agree, Joban. Let's take a look at the exception. All right. So, viewers, that's fine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Arts Plunge, thank you for the follow. There it was, right up there. Cannot consume scope service GitHub repository from Singleton GitHub service. I think that does it. Where'd it go? Not here. It's down in here, over there. So when I configured my GitHub services, configure. Okay, I thought that was going to be easier to find. Register GitHub services. Add scoped GitHub repository, add transient, add Singleton, GitHub service. Add Singleton for the GitHub client. Is this Java? Asks P. Oliver. No, this is C#. It looks like Java, but works with .NET, works everywhere. Windows, Mac, Linux, Xamarin Tools on Mac and on Android and iOS. So, because the service is a Singleton, and it has to be a Singleton because we're going to make it an I-hosted service. That would mean that my GitHub repository has to be a Singleton also, and that's not right. So the hub is transient or scoped. It is. Yeah. I think it's scoped, to be honest, and it's being managed by ASP.NET. But the service can't receive things that are not. Oh, what the heck? Where am I? Where'd it go? There it was. So I want to go into the service. There it is. So the service is receiving a GitHub repository, so it knows how to connect and update those values. Just try Singletoning it. We won't tell. All right, let's try it for the purpose of this. Don't tell Fowler. Have a nice day. Kind of funny to watch people program anything. Oh, this is fun. This is something that we enjoy. It's a little bit of a hobby. But we're learning together here on stream. Okay. So I've hit that breakpoint for the group names. So it's connected. All right, so now we've got group names for the viewers. All right. I didn't see any errors that time. So there's that. So if I go over here now. Right, so now I'm stopped on the GitHub. So I don't see any errors here right now. Okay. Alright, who's creating Twitter accounts? Twitch accounts. Come on now, out with it. GitHubby McGithub face. Or is that Rachel? That's kind of cute. Alright, who's doing it? Let's see. Nobody's bragging about it here on Twitter. Who is that? right, let's see if... let's reload this and do the F12. And now it's connected. So the error was related to it. Services GitHub client. That should be a singleton. Maybe? Okay. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny right there. I get what's going on there. But that's kind of funny. Alright, we've almost got this. I think we're almost there, and then we'll figure out fixing our scoping over here. Come on, who is GitHubby McGithubface there on Twitch? Don't make me go and find you. I will find you.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want.
Yeah, GitHubby McGithubface.
For ransom, I can tell you I don't have money, but what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
Very particular.
Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
Very long career.
That make me a nightmare for people like you.
People like you.
If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it.
If you let my code note go now,
I will not pursue you.
I will not pursue you.
But if you don't,
no,
I will look for you.
Yes.
I will find you.
Oh, you're going to find me.
And I will kill you.
That's right, GitHubby McGithubface. Alright. So where was I? Alright, this... Let's close everything but this, and then we'll go back and fix... Well, that's disappointing. Alright, let's see what we got here. Uh-oh. Not my problem yet, but uh-oh. Alright, so we're doing this Marquis load, and then we're kicking off the Marquis again. I feel like I want to destroy the Marquis first. Let's go check out the Jquery Marquis documentation. And let's see what we can do. Is it this one? I think this is it. Yep. Delay before start, duration, speed, pause on hover, start visible. Oh, here we go. Destroy. If you're loading, changing the data using Ajax or another string. You can combine this with finished events so you can let Marquis to show some data, and soon it finishes showing, you can destroy it. Change the HTML and apply the plugin again. See the demo page for details. Okay, links provided above. Yes. Show me. Okay. Start the plugin, mixing data attributes and JS options. Check HTML tab for data attribute options and JS options provided when applying. This is useful if you want to start all Marquis with default options. No. Events, direction, duplicated, pause on hover, resume on hover, pause on resume, toggle, destroy. Here we go. Change Marquis with Ajax content. Due to no allow control allow origin issue, please click here to open pen in new window to see it in action. Alright. I'll do that then. And random Marquis text. Yeah. Oh, so as soon as it finishes, it's what? Loading up. Show random Marquis. Okay, so bind finished to show random Marquis. So the first thing it does is destroy, and then it comes back. All right. So it looks like if we do .marquis destroy, we'll be able to do that. So if I do... Right, so if we scoot that down there... Oh, I want to do that first, don't I? First thing after... I should do that. Let's do it first. Marquis dot Marquis destroy, right? And then if I say dot text, update incoming, right? Because now I'm going to replace it with this, and then I'm going to kick up the Marquis again. You could use Azure SignalR service to it. I don't need that level of scale with this. I see where you're going, but I don't need that much, right? So, where's my data? Uh-oh. Well, that didn't work. Did I overload? What's it called again? Whoa! Wait a sec. What the heck is this? Yeah, we're trying to minimize that flash. There it is, it's over here. All right, so it's getting something about contributors, and I don't care. But this bit here, right, if we're unwinding, is not doing it properly. I thought we made GitHub registry Singleton. Core Bob. So I stumbled upon a rumor that a certain company was contemplating purchasing GitHub. There's rumors. Yep. I can't speak towards that. It's not my team, not my group, but there's rumor. It just complained it's scoped. Did it? No, that was different page, right? That was over here. That was old, right? This isn't complaining in here. I don't like that flash. Be nice if I could just get it working. Let's start there, right? But it was, yeah, .marquis destroy. Let's make sure that works. What do you think? So that finishes that. What happened over here? Okay. Oh, wonderful. All right. Save that. All right, now I will .NET run it from over here. And we shouldn't see that message about it. Yeah, it was an old page. Beck Bristow, I'm planning to implement SSE in one of my ASP.NET Core projects. SSE? Ooh, hang on. What happened here? Well, API rate limit exceeded from GitHub. How did I run out of it? Like, I have this thing caching. Oh, server sent events. Thank you. in one of my ASP.NET Core projects. Should I use SignalR or just implement my own simple middleware? No plans to use WebSockets. Use SignalR. It'll step down if you don't have WebSockets available for you. Surprise. What's the surprise, Arts? What's the surprise? What is it? Yeah, the API limit. Yeah. Let's see what's going on. All right. There's TCP/IP stack for ASP.NET SignalR. Yeah, there's a couple different communication protocols that you can see it using, that you can choose. All right. Why am I not? What happened here? No, we're good. All right. Thanks for the advice. Learning a lot from your streams. Keep up the good work. Oh, thank you, Beck. I'm trying to avoid using up my GitHub API limit here. Nothing should be hitting it right now. But if I authenticate, I mean, I could authenticate to bump it up. Get your current rate limit status. So go to / I think it's, is it, right, so is it, I think it's API github.com. Limit is 60, remaining 0. Well, what's using it? And then the reset is Unix time to to normal time. $15:57, so I've got another minute until it'll let me back in. But how's it using that up so fast? SignalR Redis. Well, SignalR.Redis is what we call a backplane that will connect multiple servers together, so they're sharing the information about who the connections are that are working with them. So if you have a farm of web servers, you're going to want a backplane so that they're all talking to the same people and have the same state of information shared between them. Oh, cool, Smap. We'll update that in just a little bit. I want to dummy out that GitHub request. Right, and if I do the authentication, right, it bumps it out significantly. Yeah, Oauth applications, right? We get out to 5,000. Switch to iDistributed cache for GitHub using Redis so it remembers it over a restart. Install Redis in Docker and I'm set. Well, that's a little bit more than I wanted. I mean, heck, I might as well start up a SQLite database and just write the contents in there. Not even a SQLite database, just start up a JSON. You know, write a JSON file to disk with a date stamp with it, and there it is. Load and read from there. Alright, I think we're past my rate limit here. Yep. Alright. So let's give this a shot again. Fetching data from GitHub. Alright, so I've used 6. okay with that. So now I should be able to go back to... Alright. So I need my other browser. Put that over there. And I will go to local... That's not how you spell localhost. Localhost 5000, which will route me to 5001. I can click into this deal. Why is it using 4 more requests? Alright. I'm going to force the refresh now. Okay. So at this point, it should be, is that 60 per minute? Yeah. So I haven't used another one here, but I tried to get it to clobber the Marquis, and it did not. The Marquis destroy command looks like it's not working. Even though it wait a sec. What is $MQ? It's that object. Yeah, I should have that same object. Let's allocate it. I'm gonna put it outside the... Alright, I'll put it in here. $MQ equals $pound Marquis. Alright, so now I have that. So now I should be able to do this. Okay. That should have been... I thought that was $1. Illegal character. What? Oh, stupid Jeff. There we go. There we go. All right. Dot text to HTML. Yeah, there we go. That's what I should do. Let's see if it'll clobber here. Nope. So the destroy code doesn't work. Right? Even if I move this out to there. Right now I have access to the $MQ. Right? So now if I say $MQ dot Marquis and I issue the destroy command, that blows up. So that's a problem with the Marquis library, not me. But it sure looks like it does work. I mean, somebody's got it working. This is 131 of Jquery Marquis. And I have the 140. Alright, let's try the 131. Looks like it's working. Okay. Okay, that did the destroy. So now let's try doing the reload. And while I'm in here changing this, Joban was suggesting changing this from text to HTML. That's fine with me. That doesn't look good. How's my GitHub API? Gone! Alright, that doesn't feel good. Now that's because I saturated it. Right, there's nothing. So something triggered and something triggered, and you can see it down here, and it went bonkers. And it just zorched and used those last requests immediately. Right, and it's going to reset here. It's not going to reset for another 59 minutes. I've only got... Well, that's a problem. Alright. So something's using... all of my... Is it 60 per hour then? Yeah, that's what I think is going on. So it's effectively 1 a minute. Yeah, server went away. That's what's erroring out over here. Okay, come back over to this. So let's look at the GitHub service. Because it's clearly updating way too fast. So I have it updating right now every 5 minutes, which is more than enough. GitHub service, okay. And let's go over to the repository, which is in models, here. And I'm telling the cache to expire in 5 minutes, every 5 minutes. For authenticated requests, the rate limit allows for up to 60 requests per hour. Unauthenticated requests are associated with the originating IP and not the user. Yeah. So I could authenticate and get that pushed out to 5,000. I don't need 5,000 for what I'm trying to do. But this should be only hitting every 5 minutes. Right, the cache here is... Where'd it go? Is every 5 minutes. Do I do multiple requests on an update? Yeah. So it does for each repository, it gets the information. What am I doing with repository though? Right, where is this? Where is that used? Because I don't see it further down here. Oh, it's grabbing the repository ID. Well, wait a sec. There's a couple of overloads on that. Cancellation token. There we go. String owner, string name. Haha! I don't need this request then. Because I can pass in the owner is this user, and the name is this repo. Alright, so now I just cut out a couple of these. Now we can can get rid of that. So that will simplify things. And the other here is it does get last commit timestamp. And there it's actually getting the repository object and asking for the updated at value. So every 5 minutes it does one of these. Yeah, I'm going to still burn through that pretty quick, especially when I add more repositories into the mix. I think I need to make this an authenticated... I need to make this an authenticated connection then to GitHub. Oh, look, there's Glenn. Hey, Glenn. You can't sneak by me. I see everything. I see dead code. No. You keep trying. Alright. So I'm exhausting it, so I need to, when I'm receiving the GitHub client, where is it? Right, the configuration of the GitHub client, I need to load it up with authentication information. And then we need to figure out, where is it? Then we need to figure out the proper, keep going. Where is it? Register GitHub services. Alright. Add transient services GitHub client. That's mine. Here's the GitHub client. Why is it adding it as a singleton? That feels weird. Credential store, URI base address. Yeah, the credential, that's how I provide the credentials, is using one of those. It's not hard to do. Okay. Let's unwind here for a minute. Before I go and do this and make this authenticated. My service that's running in the background, we have it configured as a singleton because it's an I-hosted service. Glenn, can I make an I-hosted service transient? Or does it have to be a singleton? No, I cannot make it a transient. Rats. Must be singleton. That's what I thought. So that means that everything that gets injected into it must also be singleton. No? It will just only be resolved once. Okay, so hang on. So GitHub service, this is the service that's going to run in the background and monitor GitHub. I have a GitHub repository that I'm passing in. If I want to make that scoped, I do that. But it was... Yeah, it was... and this I want to be scoped also. That doesn't make sense to me at all, that being a singleton. This needs to be OctoKit GitHub client. Right. And do one of those. What? Why don't you like that? Because you are using them outside the hosted service as well. Yes. Yep. Which then actually begs the question, coming back to the ticket that was opened earlier, why don't I just have an API that I hit? And then I don't need to pass my repository in. I can just access it directly. Access the API directly. That's not bad. That's not bad. Alright, and now I don't need this thing. Okay. Let's see here. Let's do this. No, okay. So this client is the SignalR client, and that's okay. Thinking, right? The credential store is right, and then you pass it a login and a password. Bad idea. Bad idea. Or a token that you're going to log in with. And I think I can pull that from configuration pretty easily. Didn't we stash configuration here? I can... where do we go? I thought we had configuration accessible in here, and I don't see it. But I could... Yeah, I have it up there. iConfiguration. Pass that over to here. Configuration. And then I should be able to do something like configuration GitHub. Is it that? To get the next section down? I'm confusing. No, that's the way you name it in environment variables. When you're in here and you want to navigate groups. Shoot, what's the delimiter? Right, because I want to basically go. Why not add a using for services and OctoKit? It's colon. Thank you. Authentication token. Now, why? 1 second, we'll answer that question. So that's the end of credentials. That's the end of that. I need one more. So that satisfies that. This. Do I do one of those deals? No. New credentials. New credentials. And stash that in rats. There it is. Okay. Credentials aren't the same as credential store. You're kidding, right? OctoKit credentials. No. Username, password, credentials. Yeah, right. I've done this before. GitHub client. You know what? I might be able to... I might have... Give me 1 second here. I might have some documentation on this somewhere else. Here. Let's see. Nope, that wasn't it. I think I've got some sample code that does exactly this. Ah. Uh-huh. Get rid of that. And we're going to need to make this just a little bit more complicated. All right. So var client equals a new one of those deals. All right. Client dot credentials equals. Are you kidding? Now I'm not going to have credentials. Return client. Now I'm not going to have configuration here. We're not rewriting an MFC. Configuration won't necessarily be available to me. So I think... Let's make a static here, so it's just available. Okay. So now I can pull this from configure services, configuration. So now that'll always be there. Okay. So now I'll be authenticated and I need to generate an authentication token from GitHub. And you do that. I'm going to step right up to showing you exactly where this is, except for actually doing it. So here's my settings, and you go down into developer settings, and you can configure them down there. But I'm going to flip to a different scene over here while I go and grab this value. And I'm going to create a new OAuth app here. Call it fritz.streamtools. And I can specify my URL. I'm going to point it to that. And it needs a callback URL. I'm not actually using that. All right. I have my client secret, so I'm just going to copy that. And I'm ready to go. I'm going to go into my user secrets for this project and paste it in there. Give me 1 second here. This is going to be under an authentication token element for GitHub. authentication token. And I've pasted that into my user secrets. So now I have a value. Ready Friday, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. What if we want to see the Oauth Secrets? No, you're not going to see my Oauth Secrets, I'm sorry. Alright. Where did it go? It was over here in Configure Services. So now that value should be there, and it should load up and build an authenticated connection to GitHub now. Hey there, Ready Friday. So let's give this a shot and see what happens. Build errors. Nope. What did I mistake? That's a static, so we need to get rid of that. Alright, let's see what happens. And this should work, and then I can... Hope you have a fantastic weekend so far. Brian, Clark.io, recommended check out my stream. Oh, well, thank you to Brian. Yeah, we're doing a little .NET work here. Bad credentials. Well, that feels bad. Well then, I've only just discovered you can list all of your secrets easily from the .NET command line. Yes, and you can manage them using the secrets command, user secrets command there. And actually, if Glenn's still there in the chat room, he was one of the folks that worked on it. How should I check that? How should we check that? Here, look at this. Can I consume scoped service GitHub repository from Singleton? So we're running into that problem again. Right? This was something Glenn said we could do. I think he took off. Can't blame a guy for trying. Yeah. I've made that mistake too many times. President, not sure, and Corbob. We can keep a secret. No, it's not you I'm worried about. It's when I post the archive of this video over to YouTube. Because if there's one thing about YouTube, they really can't keep a secret. Alright, let's take a look here. I'm wondering if my... No. Yes, it's very reliable on how conversations can turn ugly there. If he's still there, I'd love an option to list which secrets I have without showing the value. That's not a bad idea. Be able to show it and have it be masked by default. Or list the keys only. I'm wondering if I just extend my GitHub controller to have an API surface that exposes the repository. That exposes the features of the repository. I'm disappointed that you blurred out Hanselman's phone number. Now how am I supposed to get in touch? Yeah, that had to be a thing, and it took me a little bit longer to make that work. But yeah, we had to put that together. Alright, let's do this. If I go back over to my service, this is the hosted service that's running in the background. And if I passed an HTTP client in here, so that I could query the API. Yeah, see, I'm knotted up here with. I'm knotted up here with my GitHub repository objects. Yeah, let's push it over into the controller, and let's make an API for those couple of GitHub methods. So the GitHub oh boy, you know what? This is going to take a little bit too much time, and I'm already run over on my normal time here. So let's save that for next. Oh gosh, I wanted to be done this. All right, I'm gonna have to finish this offline because I am run over here. Who is GitHubby McGithubface? I see it there. And let's see, I see your ID, I see you're not a subscriber. I see all kinds of information about you, GitHubby. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to have to stop here. But I'm going to finish getting this connected. And like I said, I'm going to have to do it offline because I'm not going to be able to get back to this code for a while. Pretty interesting to see how accessible C# is. My friend started without knowledge, followed classes in a specialized program. 1 year later, full-time dev now working on ERP software. Hey, that's really great. It is. It's very accessible. It's easy to get in and get started. And there's a pretty good community around it to help folks learn and grow their knowledge. Really, what I'm looking at doing in here, just to kind of spec out, is to have something like public iAction result, latest changes, and have this on an HTTP GET. Yeah, and the template is going to be API latest. Now, API GitHub/latest. Let's make this async with a task. Why is it over there? There. And I effectively want to do this, but instead of get recent, I'm going to do get last commit. And then I want to return JSON for the out model. I know that's not really the... no, let's return... I can return OK with the model, right? Yeah, that's it. Right, get last commit timestamp is a date time, so that's not bad. If you're going to fix the themes on Core Wiki, I'm probably not around for the next week. Should take much less than 5 minutes on stream. Give me a minute. We'll do that here real quick. When is it appropriate to async task in the controller? If you're doing some sort of a long running or any kind of a database connection, these make requests out to GitHub to get data. So instead of blocking the thread and waiting for GitHub to respond by doing it async like this, we're going to release that thread and allow the server to go handle something else while we're waiting for GitHub to respond. When GitHub does respond, it'll raise a complete message and complete this line 60 here, and then proceed with the processing. So when you're doing database requests, you're working with the file system, you're doing anything across the network behind your method, you should do an async task inside of a controller. At least consider it, right? Your mileage may vary depending on what you're doing in the database. It may make sense to block. So, but typically, if you're just doing a select and you're getting a lot of data out there, do that async await. Why not async every action result to free up your API? Some of them, you just don't need it, right? If I'm just returning data, right? So here, I'm just returning data, right? I'm forcing it through. Oh, hey, Fierce Kittens, thank you for hosting. I don't need to be async to do this, so don't. So that should now return latest changes. If I run that. Fierce Kittens, is she here? So now if I go to /API/ it was GitHub latest. Thanks for the input. No problem. And I'm running into this credentials. Not necessary if you don't expect that many requests on one endpoint. Well, that's true also. That's true. So I've got something with my credentials here that I need to inspect, but it should be returning that information. Let's do this. I'm going to put a break there, and I'm going to go over to configure services, and I'm going to put a break here so I can inspect those credentials when they come in, and I'm going to have to go off screen just to see what's going on with that. So let's refresh that. Now I'm going to go off screen just so I can take a look at what's coming in on that element. So I'm going to go into my immediate window and paste that in and see what it reports. So I do have a token. I do have the token for it. So if I look at this, yeah, that should be my Oauth token there. Yeah. Let's take a quick look. Where'd it go? Here. I'm going to look at my sample code that I have over here. I was passing a client ID and a client secret from GitHub previously. So if I have cached results or hard-coded values, I don't need to be async, but if a DB or any other service is required, I think that's a good rule of thumb, Beck Bristow. Yes. That would be the way that I would approach the problem. Here... Wait a tick. Where's that coming from? I think I found my issue. I think I found it. Ah, that's what it is. Alright. What I have here for the authentication token is actually the password that I need to pass with this. So I should be able to do that now and get it to come through. And then once I can prove that this API works, I'll push through and finish those couple items offline. Alright, so if I click through to this, no, doesn't like those credentials. thought we were creating it now. Alright, let's get simple here. Right, so that. Yeah, bad credentials. I thought I got this correct. No, I'm not using GitHub Enterprise. If you want to access, there are two options: new credentials, username, password. Yeah, I'm running a little bit long here. I need to stop. I'm going to commit to my local repository here what I've got so far. And we've updated a lot here. Let's go up one. Almost done. Real-time updates from GitHub. Cool. Let's push that. Even though it's got my name hard-coded in there, we'll fix that later. But I think we're just about there on this. So I'll take some time and finish this up. It looks like we've just about got it. So I'll be back on Tuesday with my guest Amanda Lang, and we're going to be building a pinball game using C# and Unity, all right? And I'll merge in your theme update there, Smap. Oh, Eldorian, you missed it. Yep. So, of course, I'll archive this video. It'll be over on YouTube a little bit later. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Take care.